get the first blood? Who will take the first Roshan? Who will win the knife round? Participate in the race of predictors and earn real money. The more bids, the more bonuses. Reward for your first deposit up to $600. esportsbets.com. Foresight, passion, and calculation. esportsbets.com, the service where gamers will bet real money on virtual events. Only here, the best odds and widest coverage of games from Dota 2 to Hearthstone. We have over 200,000 users registered. Join us. Prove that you are the best versed in esports. Who will get the first blood? Who will take the first Roshan? Who will win the knife round? Participate in the race of predictors and earn real money. The more bids, the more bonuses. Reward for your first deposit up to $600. esportsbets.com. Foresight, passion, and calculation. esportsbets.com, the service where gamers will bet real money on virtual events. Only here, the best odds and widest coverage of games from Dota 2 to Hearthstone. We have over 200,000 users registered. Join us. Prove that you are the best versed in esports. Who will get the first blood? Who will take the first Roshan? Who will win the knife round? Participate in the race of predictors and earn real money. The more bids, the more bonuses. Reward for your first deposit up to $600. esportsbets.com. Foresight, passion, and calculation.
And welcome back, guys. Now we have Xixo versus Orange. Our last match today lost to putting the huge upset and making it through here. So Xixo versus Orange can be battling for the last slot in Group B to make it to the round of 8. We have Orange with the mid hunter, the patron warrior, and the handlock against Xixo's patron warrior, mid lock, and I believe he was using the druid. So I think in this case it will be tough for the druid to go through. It will be a bit interesting how this can go. I think the hunter will be probably the easiest to win for Orange, but I think this might end up being quite close here.
Yeah, it looks like Xixo's actually getting this druid out the way very quickly. He starts off with a wild growth, ramping up straight away, and he'll be able to get a piloted shredder next turn, which will play to his favor. I can't see Orange's hand right now, but he's got those loot hoarders coming down, so it's not looking too bad for either player right now.
Yeah, an excellent hand here for Xixo. I mean, but you can't complain that Orange as well getting that double loot hoarder is about as about as optimal as he gets. I mean, you really want to get a lot of early minions early for the patron warrior here, as the ramp starts going up and there's no minions for druids to counter that. Now there looks to be shredder into druid, into Sylvanas. I think the main thing will be does Orange have enough minions on the board when the Sylvanas eventually goes down?
And what's he going to get from this shredder? A ship's cannon. That's not too bad. That's kind of like a mid-tier choice, I would say, from the druid. And he actually opts to charge here, going in charge from taking care of that froth, and he doesn't want to have to deal with it as it gets bigger. So, and he's got another druid claw in the hand, so it's not like he lost out there because he's still got another one in the back if he needs to taunt a bit later on.
I want to mention one thing. I think he could have possibly, I guess, attacked only with one loot hoarder on the board, making the frothing a 4/4. And in that case, you can't just hero power the frothing and big him hunter it as Xixo with the druid.
Yeah, that's true. It's you would have left the shredder alive though, right?
No, you attack with the first loot hoarder in first.
Oh, okay.
Then you drop the frothing, then you attack with the second loot hoarder in. So the frothing is only a 4/4. but no big game hunter in hand, and I guess this would kind of suggest that that Orange is actually not running any Dr. Booms, but now with a Belcher coming down, that looks to be the obvious choice. It's not the best, but it's at least something.
It gives him a little bit of protection, but it might actually make his Forson protected if he doesn't clear the whole thing. That taunt might just be what he needs to keep it alive, maybe an extra turn. But looking at Xixo's hand here, he's got the option for a Sylvanas, which is a bit weak right now. I think probably because there's not really anything of that threatening on the board, but I guess this is the Forson turn, so having a Sylvanas there with the potential to steal it is actually pretty good. So I was probably wrong there saying that wasn't very good.
I like not attacking in, yeah, I mean, in theory, he should get at least something from the Sylvanas Death Rattle, and that's always good. But now, is there even an option to go for the Emperor? Well, that is result in a lot of trouble for Orange here, yeah.
I guess you gotta consider, is reducing my hand cost this turn that important? It depends on the importance of it. Would you feel that Orange's hand right now is that good if it's reduced in cost that it's worth risking the Forson?
I think because he has the battle rates it is, but without the battle rates it wouldn't be, because he could actually go for possibly 3 or 4 draws next turn if he goes for the Emperor now. I think, yeah, if he goes for the Emperor he has to attack in though and kill the... maybe attack in once with Belcher, it's still a bit rough. Because if he doesn't attack, he could silence the Belcher and run the Sylvanas into the Emperor, stealing the 3-5. It's not the best that we don't see the silence coming down here. But he does end up attacking and don't mind that.
Alright, so he leaves this Belcher around. The Sylvanas is not going to be able to... well... Okay, yeah, so I can see what he's done here. So if he hero powered the Belcher and run the Sylvanas...
He could technically, if he had a Keeper, he could attack in, kill the Slime with a cannon, and then Keeper your own Sylvanas for 2, stealing the Emperor. But no Keeper in hand here for... 6, so this is still quite decent. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't just kinda go for it. You have to kind of trade the Sylvanas into the Emperor and just be content with that. Go hero power, low step, possibly better in addition. But I think game bottle could just force naturing out and getting that Emperor out of the way. Okay.
So he values his Sylvanas a lot here. And double innovate Shredder?
I think so. It feels like the way to go.
This is kind of Xixo's kind of play style, isn't it? Really aggressive, and you know, filling up. I mean, he's got 1 card now, but those innovates were quite dead on their own. I think up until this point, and I think he needs to take the initiative here before any combos start coming down.
Yeah, this is the reason I only keep 1 innovate versus control if I'm playing through it, as you keep 2, you kind of need an instant of lore to go up with, and you don't want an instant of lore in your starting hand. But I think his idea is, okay, if Orange has the Patron, he can't really run it into the Sylvanas. And at least be even on board if he does. Now, it's just going to be a draw turn. I think it probably is going to end up just being a draw turn. He can draw, what, at least 4 cards with the battle rates. It's not too bad.
So you play... What's on Frothing Cruel?
Yeah, I think you actually cruel into the powerless sweater there.
Okay, so hit it with the effect, then trade it in.
You can also do it like this and kill both of them. It's not too bad either. Actually, yeah, works out better in the end. Did he pull it off though? It's gonna be a bit close. If it didn't, it'd be a massive difference there. Imagine this was an Anoitron.
I've seen that happen before. Anoitron come down and just ruin someone's day.
I think the reason going for phase was because he has the Grandmaster to follow this up.
Yeah, he's got the Inner Rage as well, so that's 12. He's still not got lethal, but brings him a little bit closer. Harrison's a bit dead here. It's not obviously for Druid, but he's got another Battle Rage to back it up as well, so he can draw some more cards if he needs to.
Yeah, I actually don't mind this play here at all. Steals the 2-2, goes for the low step in the hero power should be So this is actually turning out to be a bit even, I'd say even.
I just noticed Xixo has a Harrison. I was looking at Orange's hand, so they both have Harrison. But of course, Harrison, if it can take out Death Spite without you controlling its Death Rattle, it can be pretty devastating for a patron warrior sometimes.
I mean any draw is good here when you're top decking as Xixo. Now, is this looking to be a Harrison Fiery Warax? Wouldn't be too bad. I think you would Warax face though if you were playing as Orange.
Yeah, you've got that 12 damage guaranteed as long as there's no taunts come up or any heals, so you might as well play the aggressive stance here. You hit him with face for Warax, and then you've got another 3 damage next turn as well as the... yeah, so he's seen it. The only thing is this kind of telegraphs to Xixo that you might have Grom, or it could be a really good bluff.
I guess possibly a second Warsong, but more likely a Grom. It's hard to tell though. I mean, Xixo can't really play defensively. He's absolutely gonna have to kill this Harrison Jones and play his own. I mean, you technically do get charging boombots with Dr. Boom. You play that, but yeah, this is actually a better play now. The hero power, he's 2 away from lethal. I mean, technically a second Taskmaster would help him out and give him that 14 for lethal, but it's unlikely that I'll be drawn.
Do people run 2 Taskmasters anymore? I think it's usually 1 or none these days.
Yeah, it depends a bit if there's shield blocks. I don't think Xixo are running any shield blocks. I haven't seen them at least so far. But it's Orange here that's playing it. Or I haven't seen any shield blocks from Orange. I mean, it's kind of the NA style versus the EU style. But yeah, the big game Hunter coming down. Wouldn't mind him playing that at all. We saw his practice partner Oscar actually lose what looked to be pretty important series against Reyna by not playing the big game Hunter fast enough. Now, oof. He may just need to hope to get drawn to the just go for like Warsong Battle Rage, hope to draw into something, but it's too much really.
What can win the game for him here though? I don't think anything can.
Not really, no. I mean, we haven't seen a brawl from him yet, so it's unlikely that he's actually running that. I mean, he can go, let's say, Grimace, Whirlwind, and kill the big game Hunter. Just go face, hope to top deck a Death Spite. But it's technically not lethal. Yeah, it's not lethal. From Xixo's hand.
So I assume this, if he does play the Grom, he's going to run it into the Harrison. And then he can Battle Rage if he wants.
I think you guys to go face and hope for the weapon to show up. I don't see him winning without, so... Okay. Yeah, I think I would have liked the Whirlwind in red better, just hope for the top deck Death Spite. He actually would have won, I think, in that case. If you look at the situation right now, I mean... I'm gonna put him down to 4 health. Actually, yeah. It's still a bit rough. Now he gets charging boom bots. Those hit well, it's possible he could get lethal. Oh. A long shot. 3 to face. Oh.
He's close.
Needs to hit to 3. 3 or more now for the lethal.
Oh.
Gets a 1. Really disappointed Xixo there. I mean, this could matter. I mean, with the Frothing in hand, with the Warsong in hand, the Whirlwind, the Innervates, Execute, there's a lot of possibilities here.
I mean, even if he had hit for 2 with that boom bar, the Shade would have got charged as well, right? So we could have had lethal then.
Yeah, actually that's true.
So he needed anything but 1.
Yeah.
So it's quite unfortunate for Xixo there.
It really is. Acolyte, okay. Whirlwind looks to be Execute. Second Whirlwind would be godlike here. Great Patron, wow. That's not enough though.
Still fishing. Needs that extra Whirlwind.
Wait, he technically could have cleared both of them. Did Orange just throw this away?
Oh yeah, he could have used the Inner Rage on...
Cleared both of them, wow. Oh no, he looks to be really surprised on... Oh no. Technically he stays alive with the hero power, but...
That's risky. That's very risky play.
Yeah. And Xixo looks to have top deck solution. So Xixo takes game 1 here with the Druid.
But like Nyria got rid of his Druid really early against Orange, which we consider to be the weakest deck of his lineup. Xixo's kind of done the same. So hopefully Xixo doesn't experience the luck Nyria had, and because he might go 2-0 here, and we could have a repeat of Orange kind of fighting back. But it'll all depend on what's played next. I mean, if you were Orange, what would you choose next? What would you be afraid of?
I think the handlock has a pretty easy chance against both the Patron and the midlock. It's like a 65% against the midlock and maybe 60 against the Patron, depends on the draw. But I'd go for the handlock.
And it is going to be a Warlock Mirror here.
So now the key cards would be the Moltens, as the midlock doesn't have the same amount of burst really as the as kind of the more aggressive decks like Hunter have. It kind of feels like Paladin almost, you know, and then handlock is excellent against Paladin. But a mediocre hand from Xixo.
So, oh yeah. Well, he's got a curve at least. He's got some stuff going into 1 and 2. Hopefully he'll start picking up some, maybe like an imp or something to help his turn 3. But Orange is going to get this Ancient Watcher down, and he's going to be able to silence it next turn and start clearing stuff. Getting a turn 3 Yeti, which is never a bad thing.
I actually would have preferred this Dark Bombing there. You don't want to waste so many turns just on clear. You want to be, preferably, I mean, like a hand where you would want to be playing aggressively would be something like Belcher into a 6-drop into Dr. Boom. But he doesn't have Belcher, he doesn't have a 4-drop really. So I would have preferred just Dark Bomb and then start to tap like crazy, because I mean the Shadow Flame is the card that's the key here. In reality, I mean, Xixo has to figure that he has an owl. Be no reason for him to play, I guess, you know, Ancient Watcher over Dark Bomb if he doesn't have the owl.
So he's got a pretty clunky turn here. I mean, he's got, if he does the Overwhelming and he does the Void Terror, the owl comes down. That's a bit bad for Xixo. If he does the Abusive Sergeant and does the Void, it's kind of the same thing. But he doesn't waste the power of Overwhelming, which probably has a bit more value because it gives him a bit of burst at least. But he doesn't have many options. I mean, there's not much else he can really do than this, unless he just taps. But I guess with this, you want to be taking the initiative as much as possible, because the handlock's going to outvalue you eventually.
Here, I actually wouldn't mind just tapping and silencing the 6-5. I think though that because Xixo sees that Orange isn't really tapping, he doesn't feel obligated to tap himself. He can just go toe to toe. I think this is a scenario that, you know, handlock doesn't do the best in against the midlock. I think if he had, let's say, 8 cards in hand, he had Dark Bombed the initial guy, he could still go for the silent team, but maybe he had like 6 less health, he had 18, he'd be totally fine with a lot more cards in hand. He does go for the tap now, that seems to be working out pretty okay, but yeah.
Well, he's got the Mortal Coil at least to deal with that Abusive, but Xixo is starting to put on the pressure here with this board. Taunt Enable would be really good now, like Sun Fury.
Absolutely. Yeah, Hellfire is not bad though in this position.
Oh wow, what's this? Oh, okay, so he's thinking a Sun Fury would be really good there. I don't want him to have that.
I think he's playing on Shadow Flame more so.
Oh yeah, Shadow Flame would clear the board, that's true, yeah.
But this, yeah, Belcher is an excellent drop here. I think that actually just kind of saves the day. Oh, wow, I don't know about that, I mean... This is just... I don't know. It's not horrible, but could just go for the Belcher. Because I feel like if you have the Hellfire, there's usually like 1 or 2 4 health minions, so it's really nice to have a Hellfire in combination with Mortal Coil. So I definitely want to save that if possible. Now, Implosion, about the worst draw you could get for Xixo here.
Doing the Belcher as well, you've just seen an Abusive and a Power Overwhelming. And so it could have been potentially hard for... wait a minute, what?
Gets 3 imps, but this is, yeah, really not that good.
Xixo never gets forward, does he? Even on his own minions.
So now we get a free Molten and what looks to be a free engine watcher. Orange is destroying everything he could possibly ever hope for in this game. I don't know, yeah. Doomguard going down, discarding both of them, putting Orange down to 4, but now he can just taunt up and not look back.
It's going to be so hard for Xixo to come back from this now. And just smashes that Doomguard. Even if the Molten went down, tapping into the Flame Imp. It's not what you want to see. He wants to see a Dr. Boom now, or a Sylvanas, or just something.
I wonder if he actually watches Xixo stream. There's like 1 in 10 midlocks that run Dark Bomb. I guess not sure if if Orange watches Xixo stream, I mean, because he can technically afford to tap last turn.
Yeah, would you? I guess you could. Like, I don't see Dark Bomb a lot in midlock at all.
Yeah, I think it's like 100% not in Xixo's deck there. So Orange going up. It's gonna be 1-1 now. Exciting series it seems to be, yeah.
Yeah, and that hand locks off the table now. Xixo will have a better time against the lineup now. I think that was the biggest threat that Orange had for Xixo. So now he can... So Warlock's gone, so Handlock's gone for Orange and Midrude's gone for Xixo. So we got 2 Patron Warrior decks. And then we got Midzu versus... It was just like straight up Mid Hunter, if I remember rightly. So how do you feel about the Midzu Mid Hunter matchup?
I feel like because it's a Mid Hunter, it's not as favored as it would be if it was a Hybrid Hunter. Like Hybrid Hunter is really good against Midzu. I feel like the Mid Hunter is a bit slower. You only have the web spinners really as your 1-drops. So I feel like in that case, Xixo probably has the edge with the Warlock.
But he actually queues Warlock into Patron. Now,
this is a really nice matchup for the Patron actually, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of need a win before the combo turn, basically. You need to be so... You need to have overwhelmed them so much that they basically just can't survive, or they haven't got Patron. The Patron combo available, but yeah, once that Patron combo goes off, Zoo just gets... Well, Midzu and Zoo just gets crippled, unless they get some really good Void Callers off and get some like Mal'Ganis out really early, and the Warrior can't deal with it.
Absolutely here, yeah. I mean, looking at this hand though, the coin is in Xixo's hand and he's playing quite aggressive as he knows he needs to do. You can't sit back when you play midlock against Patroness. If they get to that turn 7 or turn 8, they just run wild and just destroy the board for you with those Patrons. Now, looking at the hand from Orange, it's not the best, but not the worst either.
So Xixo should be able to clear up this Frothing with... Oh, he gets the dagger. Oh, he gets the dagger. That's fine then. So the Abusu will come down now. He gets to pop this egg and gets to keep developing this board. And this is the way Xixo is going to win this match. Just super aggressive. Just get the board, fill out the board, because you're not afraid of Brawl against Patron Warriors. The turn you're afraid of is usually 8, unless a Hearthstone comes down. So you just need to be as aggressive as you can right now.
It's not looking too bad. I mean, 2 Warstorm commands is not what I want to see as Orange in this position. You definitely think about what 1 Despot could do against this deck.
Oh, that was a good draw for Xixo. Geniagus playing beautifully on curve. He now needs to consider, does he push for damage or does he clear? I think you have to clear. You never want... Even 1 extra card for Patron is just not worth them having. You just take out those Acolytes as fast as possible.
Like we were talking about earlier, the mid-Zoo is more of a... It gets more like quicksand, you know. You don't really burst your opponent down. You more get sticky minions on board and start piling up the advantage, and and dealing, let's say, 10, 12 damage per turn when you have 5 or 6 minions on board that your opponent can clear. But if you fall behind once, it's very hard to come back. Kind of like the Mech Shaman as well.
Oh, I love that deck, Mech Shaman. So fun.
Gotta agree with you there now. I can't see a scenario where Xixo doesn't tap here. Gotta say.
Doesn't tap. These Void Towers are a bit clunky. You need to sacrifice something if he wants to play one. Do you play maybe Owl?
I don't think so. I think you need to tap, and I mean, it's a bit iffy.
So if he taps, yeah, he's going for the Void Terror now before the tap.
What are you gonna silence though? Okay.
Huh, okay.
I mean, Xixo should know there's one Belcher incoming, and there might also be the second Acolyte of Pain, so this silence is, it's not horrible, but it's not the best either. Especially since the Belcher coming down now. Doomguard in hand, wow.
That was an amazing draw for him. He gets to line up the Flame Imps with it as well, and he'll be able to punch for this Belcher pretty easily. I mean, the Belcher will soak up some damage, and he'll knock this Doomguard down to 4 health. But this Void Tower is quite threatening right now. Orange hasn't got the tools he needs to deal with it.
Yeah, it's one turn until the Patron comes down. And, I mean, Orange looks to be dead here, and that would be devastating, as losing Patron versus Midlock is not where you want to be in a series like this.
But this is what we were saying about this deck. If you want to beat Patron with Midlock or Zoo, you have to be very aggressive, and you have to beat them before that Patron turn, and this is exactly what Xixo has done.
So I don't see a way to stay alive here, actually, for Orange. I mean, yeah, even if he runs both Warsong in, he just dies.
And Orange sees it, and Xixo will take game number 3, going up 2-1. And he only has his Patron Warrior left, and this is not a bad deck to have at the back, really, because of just of how explosive it can be. And he gets to play a Patron Mirror, so he has the opportunity to prove who the better Patron player is, almost. And then he has to face Midhunter. And would you say Midhunter struggles against Patron, or is it not that bad for Midhunter?
I think it's better for the Patron. You'd rather have the hybrid hunters, more pressure. As if it gets to late game, the Patron usually wins, but if it ends early, it's usually to the hybrid. So just having a faster hunter is really the idea. The Phase Hunter doesn't do too well because you have so much removal, but overall now, I'm really excited about this mirror. I think Patron Mirror is about the most fun when it goes to the late game.
Yeah, it's a very technical deck to play. Sometimes making a lot of decisions in 1 minute 30 seconds, and sometimes there are just tons of decisions, like the order you do things, the things you attack, and we've all seen what Patron can do.
Absolutely. Now looking at the hands here, so it's Orange at the bottom without the coin, it looks like. Xixo at the top. Almost invented an excellent thing to draw 2 battle rates. It can be a bit clunky.
Yeah, without a whirlwind to help him.
Yeah, I actually prefer Orange position, even though, because double battle rates, if he had 1, I'd be okay with it. You just have to hope that Orange doesn't play something like this, actually. Now this should be, yeah, definitely. Oh, wow, he actually goes for a different play that I would have definitely run both the minions in and gone for the battle rates there.
Okay, yeah, that seems fair. It does make his board more vulnerable for clearing. Maybe he just wants to protect his board at this point.
The thing is, though, you cycle the battle rates. You don't want to be stuck with 2 of late game. You get rid of these small minions that will just be fodder for the Grim Patrons, and the axe is going to be good anyway. It's not like that's going to be bad in the late game in any case. Now, you can actually do this anyway in this case, so start probably axe, should be no miss, then Armor Smith, and he could actually double
battle rage, yeah.
Yeah, double battle rage here, but I mean, I feel like he could just be kind of almost a turn ahead, because let's say that he would have gone for the battle rage last turn, he could have, you know, technically had the Deathbite developed and been almost a turn ahead, but oh well. Xixo gets 3 draw and still keeps the battle rage in hand, so things looking good for a turn 6 Emperor.
Because he's thinking about the inner rage here. Would you bother taking out this token?
I think he's thinking about Acolyte or not, if he wants to risk being overdrawn.
No, you want to keep that inner rage. I mean, the token's not that threatening. A 1/1 token.
Yeah, I mean, overall he can make him overdraw. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he could. Yeah, if he'd hit the the Acolyte, play the Whirlwind or something, he could make him overdraw.
This is like the best scenario Xixo could have hoped for, as he didn't overdraw. He can now go for the full turn, but maybe it's a bit threatening having that Emperor on board. May actually have to deal with that, and that would put Orange a turn ahead with the Patron combo, even though Xixo's counter Patron combo would be much stronger.
Well, the inner rage. Oh, he gets the cruel.
It's not bad. Yeah.
You just want to drop Forest in this turn, but I don't think he has the option to.
Kind of like Deathspite actually here. Could Deathspite and kill the Emperor. Technically do it now as well, but I always like having that one just Deathspite in hand. We do know that though that Orange is running a Harvest, that might come in handy later on in the game. They also had the first combo with the Patron. But my reasoning also for wanting to get the Deathbite out instead of the is that then you won't have another minion to build up that the Grim Patron turn. And having an Armor Smith is horrible when the Grim Patron is played.
So he actually has the combo available to him now. He has 2 minions to get 2 more Patrons and an Inner Rage. So he does have at least and a Cruel Taskmaster. So he has at least 4 Patrons coming out here.
He has everything you could ever want, yeah. But it'd be interesting to see how far he wants to go with this. I would probably think, well, yeah, just maybe the Inner Rage. He doesn't want to go full. Oh.
No, he wants it all. He gets 5. I forgot about the Inner Rage then.
All or nothing, I guess, yeah. And this is the sort of scenario you barely can. I don't think you can recover from this because he will be dead if he doesn't start clearing any of this. So we have, what do we have here? You can technically actually slam one of the 3/3s now. He slams one of the 3/3s.
You can Inner Rage another one.
It's actually really true, yeah.
Actually, I think you could clear all the Patrons, but so we can Inner Rage 1 and it won't generate another token. Like you said, you can slam at the 3/3. So I'll take 3 down to 1 health. Oh, hang on. Did he Inner Rage his own one then?
Seems to be, yeah. I mean, he just figures he'll give Orange what is it? 4 Patrons, I believe. I think he should go for the War Song though, for sure. Okay. And 2 of them die if he killed the War Song as well. That's what worries me about this play, is War Song stays alive.
Wow, yeah. I don't know what was going on with that play. Did Xixo kind of give up a bit there?
I think so. I mean, I thought that would definitely be a minute and a half at least.
So Orange closes out the Patron mirror. So he's left with Mid-Hunter versus Patron. Maybe Xixo's not feeling too bad about facing Mid-Hunter next game. So throwing that conceding then, he just sped up the process to the next game where he's probably quite confident in winning because of the matchup.
Yeah, now we have what looks to be Mid-Hunter against Patrons. The coin is a massive deal here. Xixo seems to be getting the coin. Xixo is the warrior at the bottom. Now Armorsmith, Emperor, and Deathbite. You would never keep Emperor if you knew this was a fast hunter, so Xixo seems to be right on top of what Orange is playing here. Xixo being the warrior, yeah.
Double high main in Orange's hand, without the coin as well. That's really clunky. He does have some 2 drops to choose from, but do you think Orange will have time to play these 2 high mains sufficiently? Looking at Xixo's hand.
It's gonna be quite rough. I mean, technically, I wouldn't say a reason. I think it will go into like turn 8 or 9 with the combo coming down then for Xixo. So I think it's possible, yeah, but it will just matter, will Xixo be too far ahead at that point, having 3 minions down maybe, and then he can execute the Savannah and just zoom ahead.
Although the bow is a good pickup there, he managed to clear up that armor smith. I mean, maybe he'll pay. I mean, okay, the Cruel Taskmaster is good here. So he runs 2 Cruel Taskmasters in the Masters in his patron. That's interesting. I've seen people, like I said earlier, they either opt for 1 or none at all.
Yeah, it seems to be 2 shield block or then 1 Taskmaster usually. Everyone seems to love the armor smiths, but talking to a few people this weekend, and it seems to be falling a bit out of fashion. Now with Illyria, what do you think about the new skin? What's your favorite skin?
I only have Illyria at the moment because I'm not really playing mage at the moment, but I'll be getting Medivh. Magni doesn't really interest me. I like Gromash, but so far the coolest skin I would probably say is Medivh. His intro is just excellent. The crows.
Oh yeah,
it's fantastic. But I do like the Illyria skin as well. It's nice not being a smoke, being an elf.
I've been really enjoying the Magni. I have Magni and Illyria so far. Would love a Warlock skin, honestly. But this game here seems to be a bit even. I think the freezing trap is always like the scenario you want to be in as the mid hunter. Have 1 minion, maybe 2 minions up, and a freezing trap. Because the feeling of having to play a minion, then bounce it, then play a second minion. There's 2 or 3 turns of basically tempo that you just ahead.
Well, he had an option to. Okay, so he Cruel Taskmasters at this, and the bow will clear it up. I guess I was just thinking maybe Warsong in the Cruel Task, the Knife Juggler, and then run the Cruel Task to get rid of that freezing trap. But I think you value your Warsong too much.
Yeah, I think it's always good to draw first if you have the option. I'm thinking like, is there actually a card that would change that decision about not attacking in? Not sure, I think. Yeah, actually.
Wait. He didn't attack with the Cruel?
That's really surprising, actually.
See, I thought that Orange, if this is indeed Freezing Trap, I would have thought Orange would have wanted to clear the Cruel, so the Freezing Trap got more value from another minion. But, so he didn't, and then Xixo was given an opportunity to test the trap and maybe get his Cruel Taskmaster back, but he just didn't do it. Am I missing something?
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, but Orange looks really worried at this point. What do you think about Unleash the Hound's Hunter's Mark here?
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, what else are you gonna... You're not gonna hound a patron board unless you can kill him, and Xixo's pretty healthy right now. But he seems to like the double Highmane. And Highmane just goes straight for face, so he doesn't even... Oh, no, so now he clears the Cruel Taskmaster. Okay, that's interesting.
I think this is spot on, yeah. Play from Orange. I really like this line of play.
So threatening having those 2 Highmanes down.
And he figures, okay, if Xixo is actually gonna sit with this Emperor a whole turn, I don't care what happens next turn. I'm gonna be doing, 15 plus, next turn, and by that point it's gonna be too late to recover.
So Orange kills the Cruel Taskmaster a turn later after Xixo doesn't test the trap. That whole transition, I don't quite understand why Xixo didn't attack with it. Is it Freezing Trap? Is that 100%?
I'd say it's like 90. I mean, some people run 1 explosive or let's say one snake trap, but it's uncommon. 1 explosive is more common. But in that case, you'd probably also want to test the waters,
It is
Freezing Trap coming down, yeah.
Strange. So if he had sent the Cruel Taskmaster back to his hand with a Freezing Trap the turn before, his Thorsan and his Frothing Berserker, his Frothing Berserker would have been free to attack without bouncing back. So yeah, I just don't understand.
I believe Leah could have been close to lethal here actually. Let's go for the Unleash. This is just so devastating. Orange looking to be taking a huge lead and is there any return from this?
I don't think so.
I think you definitely don't quickshot now though. Yeah, well done with Orange. I definitely don't think you quickshot here.
Yeah, you might as well wait till next turn. You get the 2 hero. It just creates more bursts for you, doesn't it? Because you can hero power quickshot next turn. Oh, and Orange takes it. Wow. So Orange will actually qualify now and join Lostov in the next part of the tournament, which will be next month in July. That was an interesting game, that last game.
A confusing turn with the cruel Taskmaster there. Would have that made a big difference? I think it would have made it closer, but in general, I feel like the draw was the last game in favor of Orange, and I think Xixo would still have been behind if he had proc the freezing trap, but it wouldn't have been as dominating. There's a Lostov and Orange making it to the round of 8, joining up with, I believe it was Strifecrow that won. Strifecrow and